What's up, guys? It's Day and Night back with another video. This is gonna be a quick one. The only reason I wanted to make a video on this is because people that try to play my deck, they usually can't. This is the deck that I'm talking about. Nothing crazy, but it does require a lot of bridge spam on one lane. Once you know you have the advantage on that side, you go the opposite lane with whatever you have in your hand. And most of the times it'll be this, and you'll get some big damage with those spirit goblins. But if they have extra spells, you're just gonna have to outplay them with Prince and Skeleton King. And I'll show you what I'm talking about when it comes to that. I've been kind of winning and losing. That's how it's been working in Ultimate. But right now I'm sitting at 54-36. I'm pretty happy with myself as of right now. I'll keep playing in a minute. I'll try to hit 1800. It'll probably put me up a couple hundred spots. Or a couple, not a couple hundred, probably 100 max, but I'm guessing 30 spots, 40 spots, something like that. Because there's not a lot of people over 1700. I don't know what replay I'm going to show you, but let's start with this Goblin Giant Sparky one because I run into this a lot. It can be a problem, but I'm pretty sure he misplayed, and y'all will see the misplay. It's with the Mother Witch on the left side. I don't know if you heard me. That was pretty loud. No, I'm just going to run it at 1. So the reason I didn't use arrow, I'm literally going to break down everything, but I'm going to try to make it relatively quick. The reason I didn't use arrows is because those minions aren't going to kill the Skeleton King fast enough. He's going to still be beefy after, so it forces him to lay another card and maybe even a spell, because if he does spell, then I'm going to use the King's ability immediately and make him use either a spell or another troop just based off of that ability alone. I know that because I play Skeleton King all the time, so you're welcome. He uses a Sparky. That's no problem. It would be a problem if I used the ability, but I didn't because I knew it was just going to kill it, and then the tower was going to take care of the rest. So it would have been a waste. That's why I didn't. I go Skeleton Barrel on the opposite side just to keep the pressure going. Forces some extra elixir out of him, so now I can lay Goblin Gang or Bats and know it's not going to get raged. I then start a push out of that, put Skeleton King in front. He ends up doing his job for the most part. I don't even want to say he misplayed. I just played a Skeleton King very well. So actually I take back what I said at the beginning. But obviously it led to big damage. You got to be patient when it's coming to Sparky. Sometimes you have to eat that first hit, especially with me, because I need that Prince to have all that health going across the other side. I don't need him to be half, even though he was half that time. What I meant to do is make him be missed by the Sparky. I was going to then guard it with Gob Gang, and he was going to have to take 2 hits, and it would have killed him. The Sparky would have to shot the Goblin Gang twice because of the way I would have laid it. But I messed up. He got hit on the tower. Goblin Gang got hits on the tower, and it got my Prince halfway, so that's not good. I end up knowing all he has is Rage and Mother Witch, but Mother Witch was not in cycle, so I go ahead and I rush to ensure, because if you lay that's what I love about people underrate Skeleton Barrel. People underrate Skeleton Barrel. If you can lay, like, Wall Breakers pair very well with Skeleton Barrel if they don't have a spell. The amount of time that it takes for when the skeletons drop, of course, yeah, you can just zap them. It could be a bad trade for you. But if you lay something between, like, if that's their only counter, spells to your goblin, your damn Skeleton Barrel, you have to use the fact that it can stay alive for a second before it gets to the tower to its advantage. You have to. I probably played Skeleton Barrel definitely almost all of my Clash career, but I mean, I probably played it for 6 years, at least 5 years. Whenever they introduced it, I damn near started using it immediately. Nobody used it. They still barely do, but the win percentages don't lie on it. The people that do use it, they do pretty good. The only deck that I can think of that's kind of like it's not even kind of like mine. It's a completely different deck, except it has Skelly Barrel, and it's the clone giant skeleton one. So really, they're just relying on the giant skeleton one. It's a nasty card if you use it correctly, or if you know how you have to use it in order for you to win. That was a close game. Let me show you another one. Obviously, I don't want to show you my losses because I'm sure I could have done other things better, but those were good games too. I there's no point in me showing you the losses. It's not an ego thing this time. I just need to show you what it takes to win with my deck. So why would I show you my losses, you know? Here goes Goblin Gang. I'm just going to let it happen. You have to split lane push almost constantly. Once you get good at split lane pushing, it makes people really tough to guard you. So you're an offensive threat to the max. The only problem is you have to be a very good defensive player as well. So you can't overspend on offense ever. If you're going to split lanes, you listening. If you're going to split lanes, you have to be a good defensive player. Right after you split lanes, if he does stop it, you do not keep laying elixir. One single elixir can screw your entire game if you overspend. So just spend what you think you need to spend to get an efficient and good response out of him. If he screws you with a E-Spirit on a Skelly Barrel, honestly, that can backfire on you. It happens to me all the time. I'm here to tell you. You gotta know that. But if not, you lay your aggressiveness. Unless you're 100% sure, you lay your aggressiveness. Unless you're 100% sure that you can lay extra elixir and there's nothing he can do to guard it because you're good at counting cards and knowing where cards are, then there's nothing wrong with that. But obviously, for the most part, let's say he's a little low on elixir. He finally gets a stop on the right side, whatever I pushed with, and then I lay Goblin Gang on the left side. And then he takes a second to guard it, and my Spear Goblins are getting good hits. Do not be greedy. Just take that and then keep playing the game. 100%. 100% of the time. 100% of the time. The reason I went arrows on this is just because it saves me one elixir. I didn't know if he was going to do something like a freeze, or for some reason freeze would be in a hound deck. I didn't think it would be, but I then go Skelly Barrel just to keep the pressure. King in the pocket to make sure he has to spell that. I accidentally fireball that Lava Hound. Horrible play, but I knew if I arrows these minions, I would be fine because he didn't have arrows. Minion Horde could be the only problem, so I go ahead and start killing everything. And then I know I have Fireball in hand, so I go ahead and use that right after he uses the Miner. I was going to use it anyways. I needed to, but obviously, Spear Gob's coming across the river. Have to get it. Skelly Barrel in front of that. You got to take advantage of the health that it has before it reaches. I think I used the ability. Yeah, that's just to bring the barbarians away, but I was going to win anyways. Like, what's he going to do? That's why I laid archers in the middle. And that's the end of that one. This clone match was actually pretty good, but I ended up shitting on him close to the end. I got big damage on the left that I needed to, because I had the damage advantage in total, 100%. You'll see. Say you cannot arrows this. Don't ever arrows that. It's a big brain play just to eat damage. I'm telling you, you're saving hella elixir. Always do that if you can. I go ahead and get a Skelly Barrel in front of this archer. That's big damage. He's going to have to spell the right side or the left side. So right after he spells the left side, I go ability. That's big damage. I mean, look at that. Goblin gets a hit too. No, he doesn't. I lied. And this is where I let him get me. I said thanks. I let my guard down. Of course, right? I got archers down in time. He probably would have got my tower at like 300. Ugh. He probably would have got my tower at like 300. $300, $400, something like that. Obviously gonna make him use a spell or something. That E-Spirit, when I saw it, I was a little pissed off, but I knew I had to use the ability to ensure arrows or some kind of response. Just because that's a lot of skeletons, it overwhelms a lot of people. I would probably eat it. It would depend on how bad the damage I was gonna take would be. Didn't know if he was gonna clone or not, but I knew once I saw arrows, he obviously was not gonna clone. This is where I'm just feeling him out. I didn't think he had E-Spirit in hand for some reason. I keep yawning. Ugh. You can see I have the damage lead. Barely, actually. I think we're basically tied looking at it. That's how I know we're both playing well. It's a good game. I go ahead and get rid of this queen. I'm not dealing with her. I wanted him to lay extra elixir on that left side to open up the right side because I thought that was going to be the side that I screwed him up on. Then I saw Evo Bats and I got pissed. And then I saw my Evo Bats and I got super happy. I thought clone was coming, but I didn't know it would be late. Like, look at my fireball. Look how bad that was. So obviously I have to arrows that because I would lose. Skeleton King gets a crucial hit that I really did need. I wouldn't have won, I don't think, if I didn't get that hit. And then I cycled the arrows just because that's one elixir cheaper and I need all the elixir I can get. I laid Goblin Gang just to make sure that he played defense instead of laying cards for offense, even though he has a queen coming up. And then once I saw that Spear God blocked on, I knew it was game. It's just a fireball, arrows. So I'll go ahead and block that Skeleton King. See, I do have IQ, but like, it really is not that hard if you just pay attention to what your opponent's laying and you're never over aggressive. You just need to be the right amount of aggressive and this deck will work for you. If you like spell bait, zap bait, arrows bait, whatever the spell, damn it, that you like to bait, this would probably work. If you want log bait, you can go ahead and throw wall breakers in for something. Hell, even skeleton barrel maybe, but I like skeleton barrel. It's my shit. So there's that. Oh, Garcia pushed up. Ooh, he ranked, boy. Look at our Garcia, boy. All right. I hope I at least taught y'all a little something from this game. I mean, about this deck, sorry, with those games. But you can only learn so much. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. I've played it for years. I mean, years upon years. So I'm just trying to relay so much information that I have in my head when it refers to this game and imply it in like a short and sweet video. It doesn't really work out. Obviously, I'm kind of like scatterbrained, but that's because there is a lot that goes into this. I know all the placements for everything. I mean, he uses executioner. Most people would stop a skeleton barrel, but you got to find ways, and I do. So I'm a little bit different in that regard because I've used it for so long. But if you just trust the process and you take time to learn skeleton barrel and how to use it against certain decks, I think it'd be a really good deck. I'd even consider it meta because a lot of people are way better at the game than me, and if they use this, I'm sure it would work top ladder because I beat top ladder players all the time, especially in Grand Challenge, which I've never won. That's so infuriating. I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all listening. Again, I hope y'all actually learned something. I'm going to rewatch the video. I hope I didn't spill nonsense. Peace out, and y'all have a great day.